Hello students, welcome to iGrow Foundation YouTube channel. Students, in the previous class, we have discussed about how the British made war against the Indian rulers, Anglo-Mysore wars, Anglo-Sikh wars, Anglo-Maratha wars, and also to get authority over the entire India, the British government introduced many policies. For example, subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse, dual government. So like this, by introducing many policies, they got complete authority over the Indians. And apart from this, they imposed heavy taxes over the Indians. This made Indians to become unhappy against the British government. This continuous unhappy erupted in the form of revolt. So that is called as the First War of Indian Independence. Students, in this statement or in the name, the First War of Indian Independence, a lot of disopinions are there. The British called this incident as the Sepoy Mutiny. Why? Because according to them, in this revolt, only soldiers have taken part. Only they fought against the British government. Because of this, they called this incident as the Sepoy Mutiny. But whereas the Indian historians consider this incident as the First War of Indian Independence. Why? Because this incident has given great inspiration to the Indians in the freedom struggle. So that's what they say, that this is the first step towards the freedom struggle. Hence, they call this incident as the First War of Indian Independence. So these opinions might be different. Okay, they might have called this incident as the Sepoy Mutiny or First War of Indian Independence. So let us call this incident as the 1857 Mutiny or 1857 Revolt. To take place this incident, there are many reasons are there. So because of these reasons, 1857 Revolt has taken place. Behind this incident, many reasons are there, and in each and every reasons, different community people revolted against the British. So what is that? Which are those people? Let us discuss one by one. The very first reason for the 1857 mutiny is political reasons. Students, already we have discussed about a policy which was introduced by the British government. So that is nothing but doctrine of lapse. According to the doctrine of lapse, which was introduced by Lord Dalhousie, a native ruler who is not having his natural heir, their own children, then he is unable to adopt any child as his successor. Instead of that, he has to surrender his entire kingdom to the British government. As the British government introduced this doctrine of lapse, what happened? Many Indian kings came under the control of the British directly. So which are those dynasties? Satara, Jhansi, Jaipur, Udaipur, Sambalpur. Like this, many Indian dynasties came directly under the control of the British. And Lord Dalhousie, during this time only, he abolished the kingship titles of the kings of Tanjavur and Carnatic. That means the kings of Carnatic and Tanjavur they had lost their kingship itself. And also they dethroned the Bahadur Shah, the Mughal emperor, under the doctrine of lapse. So because of all these incidents, what happened? Many rulers had lost their kingship. They had lost their power. After this, the soldiers, those who were depending over these kings, even they also became the unemployed soldiers. Students, here two group of people are there. About their condition we have to think. One is dethroned kings and another one is unemployed soldiers. Now their condition is too pathetic because of the political reasons or the introduction of the doctrine of lapse. Then these two group of people decided that for this present condition, who is the main reason? The British government. As a result, their unhappiness increased towards the British. Thus, the introduction of doctrine of lapse became the main reason for the 1857 revolt or the First War of Indian Independence. Then let us go to the another reason, that is economic reasons. In this economic reason, that means in the 18th century, the England achieved industrial revolution. So that means many number of industries established in England, and also they started to produce the products what is required for them. Listen students, before this, England and other Europeans, they used to import many things from the Indians. Many products we were exporting to the England. That means Indian goods had very good market in England. As the British achieved industrial revolution in England, they started to produce the products themselves. They got stability over the production. As a result, by imposing heavy tax over the Indian products, they stopped Indian products to reach England or England market. As a result, we had lost market in England. We had lost market for our products in England market. So, after some time, the British introduced their products even in India also. So, the Indian products couldn't compete against the England products. Why? Because Indian products are made by hand, and the England products are then it is made up of machines. As a result, many Indian industries were closed. So because of this, many weavers, those who were working in the cotton textiles, all those members had lost their jobs because those industries financially they suffered a lot. As a result, they dethroned many laborers. All those members became unemployers. Thus, because of the introduction of industrial revolution in England, it directly affected over the Indian industries. And at the same time, so far, the zamindars had the right to collect the land revenue from the farmers. As they exploited over the farmers, even the farmers have faced a lot of financial problems. At the same time, the British have withdrawn these rights, that the zamindars used to collect the revenue from the farmers. No? So that rights has withdrawn by the British government, and they implemented the Inam Commission. By implementing Inam Commission, whatever the Inam lands given to the farmers, everything they took back. Because of this, Indian farmers financially they suffered a lot. Thus, in the economic reasons, the laborers and the farmers, this group of people were unhappy against the British. And next, administrative reasons. The British almost 200 years they ruled in our country, and they implemented many rules and regulations. Especially many civil and criminal laws they introduced in India. By implementing these laws, their intention is to maintain the equality. Especially in the judiciary section, they wanted to maintain equality. They wanted to give justice for everyone. But while giving justice towards Indians, they made a lot of partiality. Most of the time, Indians did not get the proper justice against a European. And also the court language, so far they used to maintain the Persian language in the court. Court language was Persian language. But the British all of a sudden they replaced English. In the place of Persian, they replaced English. These English procedures were there, no? It was not easily understood by the common people. So because of this, they couldn't get proper justice against the Europeans. As a result, what happened? In this administrative reason, common people are there, no? They were unrest against the British government. They were unhappy against the British government. Then students, we'll go to the military reasons. Actually, military reasons are very important. Why? Because further it led to the immediate cause also. In India, British government was there, hence it was called as British India, and army was also called as British Army. Though it was called British Army, in British Army maximum number soldiers were Indian soldiers. They were more than 2 lakh, and at the same time, the European soldiers or white soldiers were, their number was just 40,000 plus. But also they were making a lot of partiality in between white soldiers and the Indian soldiers. where they were making the partiality in status, salary and promotion. That means most the white soldiers are there, they used to get 8 times more salary than the Indian soldiers. And most of the promotions were reserved only to the Europeans. Okay, so like this, while giving status also, they were making a lot of partiality between the white soldiers and the Indian soldiers. So this made unrest to the Indian soldiers against the British, and at the same time the British made the Indian soldiers to cross the ocean. If they cross the ocean means there was fear to the Indian soldiers that they may become outcast from their community. If they don't agree to cross the ocean, they may lose the job. So like this, they were in dilemma whether we should follow the rules and regulations of the British government or not. So then finally they thought that, so purposely they are doing like this. Okay, as a result, in these military reasons, the soldiers were unhappy against the British government. And finally, immediate reasons. What are the immediate reasons for the 1857 revolt or the first war of Indian independence? Students, as you all know that our army, time to time, they will be upgrading their weapons. Okay, na? So now first 2 years what kind of weapons we are having. After 2 years we are going to upgrade that weapons. Likewise, the British also decided to upgrade their weapons by introducing the Royal Enfield gun. So before this, students, one more immediate reason also we can find, so that is numerical superiority of among the Indian soldiers. What is that numerical superiority among the Indian soldiers? Means the Indian soldiers thought that the British purposefully they are making partiality between Indian soldiers and the white soldiers. And also they thought that we are in number of 2 lakh. More than 2 lakh Indian soldiers are there, and whereas the British soldiers are only 40,000 plus. Then if all the Indian soldiers are act as unitedly, definitely we can defeat the British soldiers. That numerical superiority developed among the Indian soldiers. And at the same time, to upgrade the weapons, the British government introduced the Royal Enfield guns, or Royal Enfield rifles they introduced. Here, after introducing this Royal Enfield guns, all of a sudden a rumor had spread that its cartridges are there, no? It was smeared with the fats of cow and pig. Fats of cow and pig. Why? Because the British intention was different. So what is that means? As the cartridges was too tight to open and to insert the bullets, so as a result they decided to insert the or to smear the grease. Okay, they planned to apply the grease, but a rumor had spread that the fat of the cow and pig as smeared by the British. So in Indian army, Hindu soldiers also were there, even the Islam soldiers also were there. As you all know that cow means that is for Hindus worshipable, and another side pig means for Islam soldiers, so that is forbidden. So the Indian soldiers decided that to make us as outcast or to make us as westernization, the British have smeared the fat of cow and pig. Purposefully they are making. So thinking that the Indian soldiers decided not to use the Royal Enfield guns. So this became the outbreak of the revolt. Okay, students. Now in these reasons you came to know that political reasons in this, the dethroned kings and the unemployed soldiers, they were unrest against the British. They were unhappy against the British. In the economic reasons, laborers and the farmers, they were unrest against the British. In the administrative reasons, common people were unhappy against British. And then military reasons, in this, the soldiers were unhappy against the British. Because of this, what happened? Immediate reasons. That means Royal Enfield guns is there, so it became the main reason to break up the revolt. Students, when this revolt has broke out, so first this revolt has broke out at the place of Barakpur. You know, in the different place of the country, the British have stationed their soldiers. Means a group of soldiers they kept in the different places. In that, Barakpur also one. In Barakpur, when the British officers ordered to the soldiers to use the Royal Enfield gun to test that one or to practice that one, by the time the Indian soldiers opposed it. They rejected. They rejected the demand order of the British officers. So because of this, they got punishment to parade in the ground. So among when the Indian soldiers were making parade in the ground, by the time among them one soldier who is called as Mangal Pandey, he felt that this is a punishment for us. This is inhumanity on soldier. So thinking that, he came out of that parade and he killed that British officer, one who is called Major Hudson. So immediately Mangal Pandey was arrested and after some days he was hanged. This was completely opposed by the Indian soldiers. As the British only gave punishment to the Indian soldiers and also they only hanged the Mangal Pandey. So because of this, all the Indian soldiers decided to revolt against the British. So whatever the weapons they got, they took that one and they started to kill the Europeans or white people. And also for whom they imprisoned, the Indians were there, so for them and all they released it and they marched towards the Delhi. So like this, at the place of Barakpur, the first revolt was outbroke. And then Meerut, at the place of Meerut also same thing happened. When the Indian soldiers opposed to practice the Royal Enfield gun, even their badges, uniforms, everything was removed. Okay, because of this enraged the soldiers and even there also they released the prisoned Indians and then they marched towards the Delhi. So thus, from the different places, many soldiers, they reached towards the Delhi. After reaching to the Delhi, there they went to the Agra fort and then they, on the spot itself, they announced that Bahadur Shah as their Mughal emperor. Okay, we will not work here onwards under the British, but we are ready to work under the Bahadur Shah, the Mughal emperor. So like this, the revolt had spread in the different place. When this development took place at the place of Delhi, then within short time, it had spread in the different places also. The very first one is Kanpur. In Kanpur, there was a dethroned king who is called as Nana Sahib. Who is this Nana Sahib? He was the adopted son of Bajirao II. You know that after the third Anglo-Maratha war, Bajirao II, he was completely defeated and later he was sent to the Bittur near Kanpur and he was getting the pension from the British. After his death, his adopted son was then Nana Sahib, he continued the pension, means he was getting pension from the British. But due to the doctrine of lapse, even Nana Sahib also was stopped to give the pension. So as a result, what happened? He was unrest. When this revolt has taken place at Delhi, at the place of Kanpur, he declared himself as independent. But within short time, the British suppressed his revolt. But after Nana Sahib, his follower, one who is called as Tatya Topi. Okay, so Tatya Topi continued the revolt against the British government. Like Sangoli Rayana, he also made the guerrilla warfare and he also given a lot of trouble to the British. But finally, he was also captured. So after that, he was hanged. Thus, the revolt of Kanpur within short time came to an end. And then Lucknow. At the place of Lucknow also, due to the doctrine of lapse, they had lost their kingship. Okay, but when the revolt had outbroke in Delhi and then when it reached to the Kanpur, by the time with the support of common people and soldiers, Lucknow, at the place of Lucknow, Queen Hazrat Mahal, she declared herself as independent. But the British army was ready and they suppressed Lucknow revolt also. Then finally, Jhansi. You know that Jhansi was ruling by Rani Lakshmi Bai. As she was not having her own son, she adopted a son and in the name of that son she was administrating. As it was against the doctrine of lapse, they forced her to surrender the land. Okay, but she did not agree. So first she attacked over the Gwalior fort by defeating the British officers. That entire Gwalior fort came under the control of Jhansi. But by the time telegram system was well developed by the British. Only they were knowing to use. So that within short time they sent messages to the different place and they gathered a large army. Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai, she was knowing that this is her last battle. Then also very bravely she fought against the British and finally she sacrificed her life. You know students, among these mutineers, many mutinies are there. Among them, the British officers called Rani Lakshmi Bai as the greatest mutineer. Greatest mutineer or bravest mutineer. Thus, though the revolt had outbroke, within short time, it came to an end. It had outbroke at Barakpur, Meerut, Kanpur, Lucknow and Jhansi. Then also, it came, it was completely suppressed by the British within short time. So, why the revolt of 1857 came to an end within short time? So, about that, let us discuss now. Bharat? Students, as we discussed that, the revolt of 1857 or the mutiny of 1857 had spread in the different part of the country like Lucknow, Jhansi, Kanpur. In all these places it had spread. Okay. Then also within short time this revolt came to an end. What is the reason behind this? What made the British to gain upper hand during the first war of Indian independence? So about this now let us discuss, that is the reasons for the failure of mutiny. The very first point is it did not cover every part of India. So while explaining that where it had spread, we mentioned that only Lucknow, Kanpur, Jhansi, that's all, only few places we mentioned. In India, many dynasties were there, more than 500 dynasties were there. We did not mention those places. Why? Because it had not spread throughout the country. That is the main reason. Everyone, all the Indians have not taken part in this revolt. So that is the main reason for the failure of 1857. And then lack of leadership, skill, discipline and weapons. Students, I told very clearly that the soldiers who came out from the Barakpur, Meerut and from the different armed places, army bases were there. From there they revolted against the white officers and by taking the weapons, what they got, that weapons they took and they reached it to the Delhi. That's all weapons they had. Okay, so when they started fight against the British, after completing that weapons, there was no excess of weapons to fight against the British. So that is the main reason. They were not having the proper weapons. As a result, what happened? Within short time, they surrendered to the British. And then lack of leadership. All the soldiers came to Delhi and they announced Bahadur Shah as the Mughal emperor or the emperor of India. But here, to lead the army, there was no proper commander. You know that in any battle, commanders or chief army officers will be there. No, their role is very important. Why? Because they will guide them in what way we have to gain upper hand against the enemies. Likewise, they will inspire the soldiers. But here, only soldiers were there and there was no proper leader to lead the army. So as a result, within short time, that revolt came to an end. And they were not having the proper skill also. Most of the soldiers still they were learning in the military bases under the British. Many soldiers newly joined. Those members also joined to the 1857 revolt in this mutiny. As a result, they failed that how to fight against the British. So this is one of the main reason. And one more, lack of discipline. Discipline is the main thing in army. But here there was no proper discipline. Why? Because there was no proper leader. There was no proper leader and nobody were ready to listen the command of others. As a result, what happened? This revolt came to an end. And then lack of organization. While fighting against the enemies, this organization is very important. Okay, fighting team on side and a supply of war weapons team, supply of food and supply of water. So like this, they have to organize the army in proper way. But as there was no proper leadership and we can find the lack of organization also. And then the British had that definite aim, whereas the Indian soldiers were not having this aim. What is that aim? The British soldiers, their intention is, the British government intention is, somehow this revolt had outbroke, it has started in India. Our intention is, by suppressing this revolt, we have to gain authority over the India. We have to get back our power over India. That aim they were having. But here, the Indian soldiers are the one who revolted against the British. What for we are fighting against them? After the fight, what will be the consequences? They were not having any kind of aim. So that is also one of the main reason. And mainly, most of the Indian kings extended their support to the British. That means those who were under the control of the British, under doctrine of lapse or subsidiary alliance. Okay, so because of these policies, many kings were under the control of the British. Those kings, they supported to the British itself, but not to the Indian soldiers. And the last and very important one is, Indian soldiers had lost their confidence among the people by looting them. Why they started to loot them? When these soldiers announced Bahadur Shah II as the Mughal emperor, by the time very clearly announced that there is no treasury. My treasury is completely empty. I cannot pay salary for you. So like that very clearly announced. Without salary, how can they work? As a result, they started to loot the common people. So because of this looting things of Indian king, or looting nature of Indian soldiers, the common people were they did not support to these soldiers during the time of the revolt. All these reasons became the main reasons for the failure of 1857 mutiny. Students, after completing this revolt, many changes have taken place in our country. So what are those changes? What are the effects of this mutiny? Let us discuss one by one. The very first one is, English East India Company came to an end and the governance of the British started in India. Direct administration started. The British government decided that in India 1857 revolt has taken place. For this main reason is the greediness of English East India Company. That's what they decided, put an end for the English East India Company, and later on England government started the direct administration over India. But being in England, they cannot make administration, no. That's what they appointed Secretary of Indian Affairs or Secretary of State. A new post was created and he appointed in India. Being in India, he was responsible for all the activities. He was answerable, he wanted to answer for all the activities which has taken place in India to the England Parliament. And then, during this time only, England Queen made a declaration in the year of 1858. So these declarations are very important. What are those declarations? Means first one is, the agreements entered by the company with Indian kings accepted. Means when the English East India Company came to India, by the time, means in the beginning days, whatever the agreements they have signed with the Indian kings, so we are going to accept that one. Understood? So that means we are going to make trade and we are not going to give trouble for you. So like this, whatever the agreements they have made, so that one they accepted. And then non-pursuance of regional expansion. Already entire India is under their control. Only few dynasties are there. So those dynasties are also under the control of British only. That's what they said, that here onwards we are not going to make the expansion. We are not going to expand the British Empire in India. So like that they promised, and also they promised to establish the stable government. See students, in India, Governor General, later that post was renamed as Viceroy. Got it? So under Viceroy, some members were there, council of members were there. So they were administrating. But exact government was not there. At the central level and the regional level, a particular government was not there. So because of that, it was the demand of Indians from the long days, right? So because of that, the British government promised that they are going to establish a stable government. And then equality before law. We are going to make administration on the basis of equality itself. So we are not going to make the partiality that the kings, their family and common people, zamindars, not like that. For everyone we are going to treat as one, Indians itself. So like that they promised, and then finally they came to know that this 1857 revolt has taken place. No? So behind that, religious matters also were there, as many British officers interfered into the religious matters of Indians. So this enraged the common people against the British. That's what they promised, that here onwards we are not going to interfere into the religious matters of the Indians. So thus the Queen of England made a declaration in the year of 1857. So these are the consequences, or the effects, or the impact of the 1857 revolt. Students, after completing this, okay, as already we told that Indian historians have considered this Sepoy mutiny or 1857 mutiny, that our Indian historians have considered as the first war of Indian independence. Okay, and also the British were very wise. They decided, let us console the Indians first. How to console them? In the administration, let us join Indians also. So that is called as policy of association or policy of assertion. So that policy they followed. In the administration, they have given chance to the Indians also. So anyway, the 1857 revolt is, so that is the first step for the freedom struggle in India. Thank you.
ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಬೆಲ್ ಐಕನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳ ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೊದಲು ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸಂದೇಹಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳಿಸಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ತರಗತಿಗಳು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ತಲುಪುವಂತೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ.